Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in today. My name is Renu Bahaduri. I am a Salesforce solution architect and a Salesforce certified instructor. In this particular webinar, we will be going through what exactly the Salesforce CPQ is and what kind of career opportunities that it provides us. That is the agenda for this particular. So that's the main topic, and this is the agenda that we have for the webinar today. A little about myself. I'm a 14x Salesforce solution architect and instructor. I am specialized in Salesforce Sales Cloud, Marketing Cloud, as well, along with the Revenue Cloud, and as well as I have also experience in Omni Studio. Almost like 16 years old in this particular industry, majorly working on CRM on that particular tenure. And I am recently started mentoring the Salesforce, the new people who are coming to the Salesforce Ohana. I've started doing mentoring for them as well, just to help them out to understand what a Salesforce is and how exactly they can, grow in this particular Ohana, and what all they can learn and what all they can gain from the community, the wide community the Salesforce provides us. Those are the links, the way you can connect with me if in case you want to. Now, without wasting any time, we'll just move on to what is exactly CPQ is. So Salesforce CPQ, which is Configure Price Quote, is a quoting tool which generally companies used to do the quotings, like they send the products and the combination of the products and the pricing of it to the customer to get an agreement from the customer whether they are okay with the pricings and the combination of products that we are sending based on their requirement. And once customer agreed to it, that's where their sale journey starts, and they go ahead with the procurement, they go ahead with the shippings and all those things. Now, what is Salesforce CPQ specifically? So Salesforce CPQ is a managed package which was acquired by Salesforce back in November 2016. And since then, so far, it is a separate managed package which you install from App Exchange, and it has a separate licensing concept. There are 3 different variants that we have as of now of the CPQ, which is CPQ, CPQ Plus, and CPQ Plus Plus billing. So these are the 3 different versions of the CPQ provides you, and you can install that directly from the App Exchange. And then the inbuilt solutions that we have in the CPQ that can make you ready to start working from the day one. And if you need any kind of customization, all the customization is point and click. So a lot of area you can cover with point and click services. If you have, if the customer's demand is a little high and they wanted more dynamic situations, then a developer can, do the customization as well, because it is built in the Salesforce native platform. Then it also provides you security services as well. Like it has its own data model, and it also have different type of securities and permissions. You can have different personas who can use this particular product. So you can have a simple sales user who has only the access of the products, and they can combine the product and they can sell it. Wherein you have a personas of the administrator as well, who can, customize the solution. They can add more conditions. They can add more dynamic components on it, which can help to do more dynamic coaching for specific organizations. Now, the question is, why do we need Salesforce CPQ? Because when we say it's a quoting tool, everyone have this kind of notion in the brain that Salesforce already provides a quote object. We can create a quote directly from the Sales Cloud. Why do we need Salesforce CPQ in place? So that's true. Salesforce Sales Cloud has quote option available. They have products, they have price books. We can use product price books, and then we can have the quote of the Sales Cloud. But that particular package that we have, it's very limited. And nowadays, in the current market or the current world that we are living in, a customer has a lot of options. And when they have a lot of options, they do not want to stick to a very simple solution. They want more control over things that they can build by themselves, right? So if I give you an example, let's say a laptop. Earlier, when we used to buy laptops, we have a specific configuration given to us, and then we just decide from those configurations which one we wanted to buy, and we can just go ahead and say, okay, this one meets more my requirements, so I probably will pick it up. But nowadays, if you are going for a laptop, you ask your own demands. You say that we need maybe specific number of RAM, we need specific number of hard drive. So those kind of different requirements, now you give it based on your own requirement, and then a laptop is assembled for you. So those kind of dynamic product configuration that customer is looking for nowadays, Salesforce Sales Cloud Code is very, very limited. The Salesforce products are very, very limited, where you have the options of simple products. You can choose those products and you can create a code. But if you wanted to have any kind of conditions on top of it, like I want product A and product B cannot be sold together. Or if customer is buying product A, product B should always go along with it. These kind of conditions currently we need to either customize in the Sales Cloud, or maybe our sales rep, they needs to have an Excel sheet and they need to see, okay, what product will go with what, right? So those kind of limitations that we have can be resolved with CPQ. So configure price quote product tool that we have, this tool have these kind of conditions or the dynamic quoting behavior inbuilt, and we as a customer can configure it based on our company's requirement, whatever the different kind of conditions or different kind of product bundlings or different kind of product configurations. If we want, we can have the control and we can build all those things in our CPQ. So our sales rep, they can create a quote efficiently and accurately without wasting a lot of time going through different tools and maybe different Excel sheets or maybe different papers, So those kind of time that sales rep is investing to make a quote, we can reduce that with the CPQ. So it gives you more control on the, on your sales department. Your sales department can work more accurately, more efficiently, and more quickly as well. So that's where the CPQ comes into the picture. Now, what is exactly CPQ stands for? So the C stands for configurations. So configuration includes all the possibilities that this particular tool provides us to configure our products. So if you need any kind of conditions like, okay, product A and product B will go together, and if what all product can come together as one combo or as one bundle, those all configurations that we have of the products, all the selections of the product or the right related product selections, conditions, or dynamic product bundlings that we have, that all comes under the configuration part. So if you say that, does it only do configuration of the product or does it only do the combination of the product? No, that's not true. It also have P, which is pricings. It has a lot of options for dynamic pricings. So dynamic pricings, as like it provides you different pricing method to the customer. So if you want to price your customer based on a specific price of the product, which is like list pricing, which is there in the price book, you pick up the price from the price book and you just charge the customer, you can do that. Let's say if you are a company who buy the products from somebody else and then you probably modify it or you put some little more efforts on it and then you sell it to somebody else, then you have a cost method. In that case, you can have whatever the cost that you have incurred in order to purchase that raw product or product. And then on top of that, you can have your margins, which creates a different pricing of your product. And that's what you can charge the customer. Then it also provides you the block pricing options where you can have the price of a combo rather than single unit pricings. You have a unit combinations, and that combination of the units you are selling together. So like a package, like a bundle that you are selling out. Other than that, you have different discounting options. It has 4 different levels of discounting that it provides you. You can have system discounts. You can have discretionary discounts. Then if you have a partner discount, you have a distributor discounts. You can have different level of discountings on top of your list price that you have. Then it also provides you options to have more conditional pricings. Let's say if you are saying that there is some promotions going on, and for a limited period of time, if a customer comes with this promotion code, we are going and giving some more discounts to them. So those kind of extra, discounting options or promotion options or pricing influencer, if you have, you can also add that with CPQ. So CPQ can handle those pricings, different pricing capabilities that it has. It can handle different type of pricings nature that you have or pricing behaviors that you have. Then quote, which is Q, CPQ Q. So quote it provides you options to generate documents. It has inbuilt options of generating the documents where you can have different pages. So on the Sales Cloud side, you probably have 1-page document where you have very limited options of creating the quote. You have a very small options of providing the field values and some tables there. But when it comes to CPQ quote document generation option, it provides you multiple pages you can add. You can add additional documents. Let's say if your company sells some product where some sort of guidance needs to be given to the customer that this product is, let's say, a medical company who provides some certain code for certain medicines, and they know there are some disclaimers that this medicine needs to be used by some specific people. Those kind of additional documentations, now your sales rep do not need to type in and send it to the customer. You can have it automatically in your document. So you have a document quote where you have the pricings of your products and services, and then any disclaimers, any additional documents, or any terms and conditions that you wanted to send it over, it can have those information dynamically in your quoting as well. Yep. And other than that, it also provides you conditional quotings as well. Let's say if you have certain customers that you give discounts and certain customers you do not give discounts, and you do not want that user or the customer will get to know that you give discounts, but you're not giving to specific customers, you can have dynamic quotes where you can show the discounts based on if it is, if you are giving the discounts to the customer or not. If you're not giving the discount, it will just hide the entire column of the discounts or all the information of the discounts. So the customer will not get to know, okay, there are some discounts that you usually give, but you're not giving to a specific customer. So those kind of dynamic quoting or dynamic document generation option, it also provides you. If you do not, the document generation part of it, if you feel like it's limited, it also have an option that you can, you can integrate another tools like DocuSign, or you can use Consign, Conga Composer. Those are the different third-party apps you can also integrate with CPQ. It has like functionality that it can picks up those applications easily, and then once the quote is ready, you can send it to that particular application to generate a document. So any document generation tool that we have, most of them are compatible with CPQ. And then you can also use signing features like signatures. If you wanted to have digital signatures on your quotes, you can also embed that. You can also integrate that with CPQ. So it basically works with mostly all document generation tools and the signature tools as well. So those kind of capabilities it also provides you. If you wanted to extend, the capability of CPQ, this is how you can extend the CPQ behavior. Then contract, of course, when you are sending the quote, so it is not limited to the quoting only. Once a quote is approved by the customer and you wanted to have a contract life cycle also established, CPQ can also do that. They have the options of creating the contracts. There are few features which creates the contract automatically as well. So your sales rep do not need to invest a lot of time of creating the contracts manually. There are features which can create the contract record of the Salesforce automatically based on the information that you have on your quotes. And you can also have a renewal process of those contracts. Like if you're contracting for a month, or sorry, for a year or for 2 years, after 1 year or 2 years, it should also auto renewal for your subscription products. We can also automate that with the CPQ. So it is not just a quoting tool, it also provides you a lot of different behaviors and a lot of features that can help you to manage the entire sale to contract or sale to renewal, the entire journey for you. And you don't, with a very less intervene of the human, you can automate most of the things, and then the cycle will keep on going. Like you can create a quote, then you send the quote to the customer, you can get the signatures done, and then it creates a contract, and then that contract can auto renew based on the different automation options that Salesforce provides you, or the CPQ also provides you in the. Yeah. So those are the different usabilities that we have of the CPQ. It helps you to create a right combination of the product, a right quote, and then you can send that code with the document generations. You can have different pricing influencer on it. You can have the right pricings to the right customer. Then once it's generate the document, you can obtain the signatures, and then once the signature is done, then you can create contract, and then once the contract is completed, it will automatically start the renewal process of your subscription products as well. If you think that it is only good for a subscription product, that is not true. It also helps you to create a one-time product. Like it can manage subscription product as well as the one-time product. If you have any perpetual licenses or you have a subscription licensing things, it can handle both of them. All the renewable products will go to the subscriptions, and all the one-time product will save as an asset. So you can also have asset options available where all the one-time products, where you can keep the track of your one-time products that you have sold to your customer. So all the recurring products will remain in subscription. From there, it will renew automatically, and all the one-time product will go to asset, where you can have a history of your customer, what they have purchased from you. Yep. And not just that, it also gives you option that based on the customer history, you can also allow them to buy some other products. Like let's say if you are selling a product which is a component of a main product, and you have a condition that if customer has purchased the main product ever before, the component still should be allowed to purchase. Those kind of conditions you can still put in as well. So it's not limited to the current quote that you are creating. If there is any past quote where you have, the products, it can also link them together. You can sell your new product right now based on the history of the old products as well. So those kind of, a complete journey of the customer, a complete history of the customer, it can show you in the tool as well. Then when I talk about the product, what kind of product it can handle, as I said, like it can handle the subscription product, it can handle the one-time product. You can also handle the usage products. Like when the customer use a product, then only, we will be charging them. So we can have the usage products quoting as well on the CPQ, which, where you can have the consumption informations and consumption rate informations. And then you can, later on, if you have the Salesforce billing package, you can bill according to the usage to the customers as well. So these are the different usabilities or different features, key features that CPQ provides you in order to make your sales journey easier for your sales rep. Then what exactly the product looks like, I'll probably will give you just a small demo of how exactly this product looks like and what are the different the things that I told you, the key features that I told you, or the usability I told you, how exactly it looks on the Salesforce platform. I'll just show you that very, very quickly. So this is a partner's org that every partners get from the partner learning camp of the Salesforce. So this is just that particular org, not a customer org for sure. So I've created an opportunity. If you know the Salesforce Sales Cloud, the Sales Cloud journey starts from, account contact. And then once any contact or account wants to buy any product, we come down to opportunity object, which is the starting point of the sales journey. So I have created this opportunity here. You can see, if you are from the Sales Cloud, you know that you go to the products, you select the price book, and with the price book, you pick up the products. But in CPQ, if you have opportunity, there is an option on the top. You can create a new quote. You can see this is the quote option. I've created a quote already for you to show. This is how the quote looks like. Yep. And here we have an option says edit lines. So this edit lines, basically this is a Visual Force page where we have the options of doing the selections of the product. So the screen that you can see right now, this is called guided selling. If you're a sales rep, if they are not very, very much aware about the products that you are selling, or you have a very complex product catalog and you want to provide some sort of help to your sales rep, that based on few questions, you want the system should suggest them what product the customer should buy. So you can have a guided selling like this. So you can see there are a few questions that I have, and if I answer them, based on my answers, it will pick up few product options for me. It will suggest some product options for me based on the answers that we have provided here. So if I click on suggest, it will show me only 2 products right now, you can see. Yep. If I cancel it and come back again, and if I ignore that suggestion, let's say I'm a pro sales rep, I know what products we have. I'm working in this organization from a very long time. What I can do is I probably can cancel the suggestions, and then you can see there are so many products we have. So we have 27 software products, we have 5 bundles, we have 7 hardwares. But based on those questions that I initially answered, it only was showing me 2 products there. So that's a kind of another guided selling feature it provides you to make sales reps' life easier. I'll just go with the question answers again, because I just changed my mind and I'm thinking that I'm not that pro. Okay, so it will ask me questions and I'll say, yeah, please suggest me a product based on these answers that I've given. And it shows me 2 products here. I think that this is the one which I feel like it's a more relevant to my customers' information. I pick up that product. So this is a screen where you have a bundle. And inside the bundle, what are the different components that you can add in this particular bundle? That's what you can see right now. So configure product is kind of a view where you select the components of a bundle. I'll show you how exactly it looks like on the quote itself. So you can see here some options are there. So based on these options, there are some rules are running. So I'll just quickly show you what exactly it is. So you can see right now this product is an enterprise core product. But if I change my platform, instead of enterprise, if I'll say cloud, it will change my product here. So based on a quick list that you can see here, I have some logic that it changed the product for me. Yep. Similarly, here you can see I can select any one product. So within a section, if I want to have an option that user can only place an order for one of the services or one of the licenses only, I can have something like this also set up here. Yep, I'm not allowed to buy both of them. I can only buy either one of them. Then you can see here, few products are grayed out. I can't choose these products. If I click on it, it's not getting selected. But if I select this particular one, you can see now these are visible. So it means I can buy these 3 products or either one of these products only when I have this particular disaster recovery product. And if I select this one, these all are highlighted for me. And now if I select either one of them, the other twos will go away. Other two will fade away. So it means that when I buy this disaster recovery product, I can buy either one of these three products. So those kind of rules you can create in the CPQ product. So this is all CPQ that you can see where we have written different logic. It's all point and click. And based on those point and click logics, we can have this kind of configurations available for our sales rep. So they do not need to remember all these different logics. It's already there. System knows all these logics. They just need to select the products. Similarly, you can have multiple different categorizations of the product for their, so it will be easier for them to select. Yeah. We can have these pictures of the products, all those things you can set up in CPQ. So I've selected few products here that you can see. There are few products already selected by default. There are few that I have selected. Now, if I just click on save, it will come down to the main screen out of this bundle configuration screen. And it will show me what product my customer is purchasing right now. So my customer is purchasing a bundle, which is called Smart Byte Bundles Complete Solution. And within that bundle, these are the different products that we are selling to them. Yeah. Now you can see some of these products says annual, some of them saying monthly. So these are subscription products. Currently, their subscription term is 12 months. So it means they're buying this product for 12 months. And the pricing that you can see is for 12 months. As soon as I change this subscription term, increase it or decrease it, the pricing will change automatically. So for instance, you can pick up this one, monthly $10, and for 12 months, it's showing $120. And this is annual. Okay, that's a $0, sorry. So this one is annual. You can see the $1,000. And if I change anything, there is a difference in these two products that you will see. So I'm changing my subscription term to 24 months, which is 2 years now. And if I hit the calculate, you can see the $10 per month now changed to $240 for 24 months. And the $1,000 is $2,000 because that was an annual price. Now, there are a few products that you can see there is no information there. I feel like those are the one-time product where the pricing is fixed. So you can see the $550 is the price of this fundamental training. Even if I change this, it will not impact the price of it because it's a fixed price one-time product. So in the same code, you can see we have different type of products purchased together. There are a lot of different features we have here as well. I probably will not go through everything today, but this is just an overview of what is the capability of CPQ and how exactly it looks like. We probably will have more webinars where we will give you more deep dive of different topics of the CPQ product. Thanks for staying away such late for us. You need to write Apex code in CPQ for complex use cases. Yep, there are possibilities, Ravi, where you can do, but to be very honest with you, the implementations that we have done or I have done so far, I have done very limited codings there, very less customizations. Most of the requirements is mostly meets, but if you want, you can do codings and you can add additional customizations. You can do more integrations there. In the pricing logics, if you wanted to change any pricing logic, so it provides you a calculator. In that calculator, you have certain sort of calculations mechanism already given. And if you wanted to do any kind of overrides on those calculations, or which is again limited to some point, we can do some customizations there with the codings. And CPQ provides you certain plugins which helps you to do the overrides to the code. Since it's a managed package, you can't see the codes. That's why it provides you plugins which help you to do some sort of override, some limited override on the package logics and behaviors. If you need to make Aura or LWC if you are CPQ specialist. To be very honest with you, from last 7 years, I've been part of CPQ and I have seen very, very less coding, but not or a proper LWCs there. I've seen the codings just for changing the logic or adding additional logic on it, maybe, but not a whole component, until unless it's not very specialized things which probably CPQ cannot handle. But I haven't seen any of the components being created by my team or myself. Yep. What is the prerequisite to learn CPQ? That's a very nice question. To be honest with you, nothing. Yeah. You can start CPQ learnings from the scratch. If you have an admin knowledge, that will be an added advantage, because when you do the CPQ configuration, guys, you work with pick list fields, you work with layouts, you work with fields, because it has the standard Salesforce objects, few Salesforce standard objects where it provides some of the fields, and you probably need to play around with those fields and page layouts. So if you have an admin knowledge, then it will be an added advantage. It will be easier for you to understand the CPQ things, but you can start directly from the CPQ itself. I want to know more about opportunity, product, price entries, product lines, and relations among them. So in a brief, I would say, Sudha, not to be very extent, because we will have few webinars coming in future, which will we'll do the deep dive on all these different topics as well, probably. But what are the things that we have? Opportunity is basically a sales deal record, where you captures the information like what customer is going to buy, like what is their requirement like, requirement capturing, what is their budget like when they want these sales things to be closed down by. So those kind of information you capture in the opportunity object. Product is basically your product catalog. Price book or price book entries are the pricings of the products. And opportunity line items, I think what you mean by product lines. So any product which is linked to a sales deal is called opportunity product lines. Yep. So that's the relationship they have. They make combined as they make a source for a quoting, I would say. Yep. That's what it is. Is it possible to learn CPQ from Trailhead? Definitely. We have few topics there in Trailhead where you can learn Salesforce from. Salesforce CPQ from. If not completely Salesforce CPQ, a little bit about the sales deals, or maybe a little brief about each topic of the CPQ, not the complete thing, maybe. Yeah. If possible, could you show in the Trailhead links? Yep, if time allows, I'll definitely show you that video. Yep. Alrighty. Any more questions, guys? I am from Auckland, but for a few months I'm in India. So I probably will deliver some of the webinars in January, and that point of time I'll probably be in Auckland, and I'm not that nice, so I will not wake that late. Maybe I'll ask you to join a little earlier at that point of time. All right, so yeah, if you do not have any other CPQ related questions, guys, then I can probably move ahead with what are the kind of career opportunities that it provides you. Oh, you want to know a little bit about CPQ exams? For sure. saasguru has the CPQ specialized study plan. Amir, if you wanted to look at it, and if you wanted to know what are the different topics that is covered in the CPQ specialized exams, but majorly the questions will be around. So CPQ specialist exam, I would say, is not very easy exam. They will ask you more questions around the scenarios. It's not very straight away, I would say. They'll give you different scenarios on the product configuration side. So they give you specific scenarios of the customers, that there is a customer who wants to have sort of CPQ set up where they have, when they want to have different kind of logics, like they have some certain subscription product which maybe if the customer is buying for a longer term of the subscriptions, then we wanted to give them the different pricings of it, how exactly you will configure that, those kind of real-time customers problems that it will ask you mostly in the exams. At least when I gave my exam at that point of time, it was like that. I'm sure they do not change the pattern too quickly. So yeah, a lot of real-time scenarios related questions that you will have in the exams. Critical one, I would say, is the pricings. There will be a lot of questions around the pricings. And to be honest with you, the time which we get for CPQ specialist exams and the kind of a question that we get is not enough. So you need to be well prepared for it. Yeah. Let's move ahead with the career opportunities. So what exactly kind of career opportunities that CPQ provides you? So I majorly see that in these three different areas. So first, if you are already an experienced person in Salesforce or HANA, you are a functional consultant, or you are a developer, or if you are a solution architect even for that matter, CPQ knowledge can add an additional skill on your resume. It can help you if you are a functional consultant who deals with Sales Cloud, Service Cloud. Definitely, it can be a critical part on those area as well, where customers, you can offer more options with the help of CPQ rather than doing customizations. And if you're a functional consultant, let's say, you feel a little distressed because if customer requirements is not very straightforward and you need to include the developers, maybe a CPQ solution there can help the customers without doing any kind of codings, any kind of customizations. And a functional person can itself handle the entire CPQ configurations for them. If you are a developer, definitely if there is a CPQ setup or CPQ configuration is going on in your team and they need any kind of extra help from a developer who already, if knows CPQ, it will be an added advantage, because possibly you do not need to do too much customization or too much codings when you know there are some capabilities that CPQ provides you, like I told you about plugins, right? A lot of people doesn't know about the plugins. If you have a Salesforce CPQ knowledge, you know about plugins, it will be easier for you to implement those kind of customization on the pricing logics directly with the help of a plugins rather than writing the codings from the scratch. Yep. So this particular skill or this particular application knowledge can add extra weightage on your resume, and you can have an additional skill on your resume with this. Yep. And you probably can have extra work as well. Yeah. All right. The next thing is CPQ functional. As somebody asked me, how can you start the journey of the CPQ? Do we need any kind of knowledge? If you don't know anything in Salesforce and you are looking for something which is very hot going on the market, then definitely CPQ is one of them. You can opt in for. You can learn CPQ. You can do the specialization in the CPQ. CPQ is specialized certifications, and then with that you can directly become a CPQ functional consultant. You can there are job opportunities which only looks for CPQ specialized people. They probably will not ask for experience. If you have added experience, then definitely it's a good thing. It's a big win-win. But even if you are directly moving into the CPQ side, it can be an advantage for you to become a functional consultant easily and quickly with the CPQ. And if you are more interested on the coding side, you think that you wanted to do coding is your side, then you can go for the CPQ developer. So you can do the development with the help of if you have a CPQ knowledge, as I said, for any kind of client requirements, if you have, you can analyze whether it is possible with the out of the box CPQ things. If you have a CPQ knowledge, you can understand whether it is possible with out of the box functionality, or you need to do the customization with it, right? So these are the different skills or different ways that we can do with the help of a CPQ knowledge. You can either add it. If you're an experienced person, you can add this knowledge to your resume. If you're a fresher, if you're going for a new, like if you're just moved to Salesforce, or you're just starting your career with Salesforce and you don't know which line or which way you should go, you can definitely opt in for CPQ, and you can be a CPQ functional consultant directly, or CPQ admin, or CPQ application something we call it. So you can directly go for the CPQ things. You do not need to know a lot of things around it. Yep. So those are the different type of different paths that we have with CPQ. If you add that in your resume. So does CPQ developer needs to write codes in Apex or some other language? So it's built in the native Salesforce platform, Ravi. In case any kind of customization is required from the customer on top of the Salesforce, then probably you need to write some codings on the Apex in Visualforce or in LWC. But it's very few. Mostly customers' requirements met by the out-of-the-box functionality that we have in the Salesforce CPQ. In case you have a customer who has a very high-tech, requirements probably, then you maybe need to do it. So on the package settings, you have some settings which drives a different logics. So you should know those package settings as well for your exams. How to start preparation for CPQ? Is the material provided in saasguru is enough? As far as I have seen, Dipti, those are the topics that is there on the exams. You can also compare it with the exam guide on the Salesforce CPQ Specialist exam guide. The topics which is given to you. saasguru study plan is very much aligned to it. You have mostly all those topics there. It covers mostly all those topics in the study plan as well of the saasguru. And Akshay, if you wanted to add any more things on that, yeah, please feel free.
Nope, you're right on point.
All right, last 4 minutes, guys. So few more questions, or 1 or 2 more questions maybe for me. Otherwise, we'll probably just let you know what are the maybe way ahead for you. So we will running few more webinars on this particular topic, guys. Please watch out for our LinkedIn profile for more webinar registrations around the CPQ thing. And it's not just CPQ webinars that we run more other webinars as well that you can watch out for. We will be talking about some more CPQ stuff, like what is the data flow of the Salesforce and the different topics like pricing, products, and everything. And how you can start your journey. Definitely with the saasguru, you can start your journey for CPQ specialist exam preparations, and what a CPQ is. There is content available. You can, as Akshay mentioned, that you can log in for free and you can view what is there, and then you can make your mind to subscribe it. There are trailheads are also available that you can look into it for the basic knowledge of the CPQ too. Yep. And for the certification, definitely you need a good amount of experience or a good amount of knowledge, because most of the questions are real scenario based questions or majorly like customer requirement type of questions. So yeah, you need a very good preparation for it for sure. It's not an easy exam, I would say. Future of Salesforce CPQ, very nice. I probably will ask Mark many of that. All right, so CPQ is going very wild right now, I would say. If you don't believe me, you definitely can look for job portals that are available. As I said, like the customers are very demanding now, right? If you are providing them simple products, they are not happy about it. They definitely want more control on it. And in that scenario, CPQ definitely helps different companies to, set up their product catalogs in a way that customer wants it. So I would say that it has a quite demand right now. And there are, because it's acquired by Salesforce now, there are a lot of updates and a lot of upgrades is going on. The kind of a feedback they are receiving from the customers or from the partners, they are improving this product as well. So I feel like it will be a good go-to product for the customers for sure, based on the kind of key features it has and the kind of usability it has. All right, thank you so much for joining in today, guys, and maybe I'll see you guys around again on another webinar soon. Till then, thank you so much, and I don't know which part of the world everyone is, but wherever you have nice and good rest of the day for you. Yeah, thank you.